welcome to Autism in Action. I'm your host, Laura McIntosh, and today in the Activist Toolkit, I'm going to talk about how to organize a protest. Before I begin, I'm going to talk about the key issue you need to consider before you do this. Should you really be organizing a protest? I mean, they're fun and all, but sometimes we really have to stop and make sure that we've done all of the other parts of political activism that come before protesting. So have you asked for a meeting with the person or people that you're upset with? Have you written letters or made phone calls? Have you tried petitions? Have you tried contacting local politicians for help? Have you reached out to the ombudsman or the children's advocate? Make sure you've done all of those things before you decide to protest. But once you decide to go, here's my best tips after more years than I care to admit of doing this. This sounds silly to start with, but make sure that someone's home at the place that you're going to protest before you do it. There's nothing more awkward than organizing a protest and finding out that the office of the place that you're going to is closed that day. So confirm that. Think about timing in terms of media coverage. Protests in the morning will give you two opportunities for television hits, one on the noon news and one on the 6 o'clock. The other is don't go too late in the afternoon because you need to give reporters time to file their stories. Next, let's talk about location. If you're going to go to Queen's Park, you need to apply for a permit. If you're going to try to do a march on city streets, often you need to do a permit. So make sure that you look after those things ahead of time. If you're protesting outside of a company office or a politician's office, usually the sidewalk is completely fair game. You can occupy that space as long as you're not impeding traffic, either vehicular traffic or pedestrian traffic. Public events off of private property in parks, for instance, are fair game. So summer barbecue season is coming up. It might be interesting to crash some of those barbecues and visit our local politicians right in their natural habitat. The other thing to consider is size of the crowd. Depending on how many people you expect to be able to get, you may not want to go to a large open space. A crowd of 10 or 15 people looks like a ton if you're outside a local constituency office, but if you're in front of Queen's Park, it looks like your event was a failure, when really it's not. So some timelines to consider as you're organizing. About a month before, you want to secure your permit. You want to advance the site, so go and photograph it, find out where the closest washrooms are, that's crucial. Take some photos that you can put on your event page, figure out where the closest place to get food is, and always know where the closest Tim Hortons is. Next, you want to send out notification of your protest, so that might be through a Facebook event page or an email blast. Sometimes you may want to have speakers at your protest, sometimes you don't. You may just want to be there and be a presence, but if you are going to have speakers, it's good to book them at least 2 weeks in advance. About a week before, a fun way to gather momentum for the event and to solidify people's commitment to attending is you can hold a small party at your house to paint some signs and to think about chants that you might use. A tip that I've fallen victim to this so many times. You get to the event, you haven't planned any chants, you start doing hey, hey, ho, ho, and then you can't think of anything else that rhymes with it because there's so much noise around you. So plan the chants ahead of time. 2 days before, you want to send out your press release, and I'll do another segment later on how to write that press release. And you want to follow up, maybe tweet the link to your press release on Twitter and direct that to all sorts of local media. When you get there, check in with whoever it is you're protesting with. It's always nice to be friendly and go over and talk to security and say, hi, this is what we're planning. Is there anything that you're concerned about? You know what? Be gutsy and invite the person that you're protesting against to come out and listen or maybe even talk to you. When you're speaking with the media, make sure that you've prepared talking points and that you stay on that message. And then don't forget to take video and photographs of your event so that you can send that out to your supporters afterwards. And last but not least, remember to have fun. Yes, when we protest, we're angry, but sometimes it's really cathartic to let all of that energy out. And if you can be positive with the people that attend, you'll end on a high note, and that's always the way to go. Stay classy, don't do anything illegal, and have fun protesting. Take care.